Hello, and thank you for coming. My name is Annie. I love Wikipedia because it's been around for 22 years, and there are 6.6 million articles in English and 2.8 million articles in German. And so there's an article about almost any topic you could think of, and some that you would never think of, like skunks as pets, or boops boops, which is a fish, and it's pictured boops boops in a bucket, which I like. There's a whole article about the tortoise who had so much sex that he saved his species. He's a hero. There's a category on Wikimedia Commons about animal-shaped breads. There's an article about the time Dave Matthews Band, their tour bus was driving over a bridge in Chicago and decided to dump its septic tank, which was full, 800 pounds of human waste. They dumped it through the bridge, and it landed on a sightseeing tour boat. And it was a big tragedy because these people were doused in shit. And then Mayor Daley of Chicago held a press conference in which he said that the dumping was absolutely unacceptable, but that Dave Matthews Band was a very good band. And the Nebraska Humane Society, after seeing the Wikipedia article, named a dog after the incident, and it got immediately adopted. So there was good that came out of the disaster. On German Wikipedia, there's an article about the day that employers would add to make up for the time that people spent shitting on the clock. There are articles about chemistry. There are articles about molecules that kind of look like forbidden Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There is a list of people who have allegedly died from laughter. There is an article about panda pornography, which is a thing. There's a list of non-standard dates. There is an article about Vienna bread, which for some reason has radial motion blur in the photo. Don't know why they did that, but I kind of love it. I recently met the people who took the photos for the Wikipedia article High Five back in 2008. They were living in Southern California, and they were not dating, but they had a crush on each other. And you can tell. There's a lot of chemistry. Anyway, they acted out up high, down low, victim misses too slow. They broke up shortly thereafter, and then got back together, and then got married, and 15 years later, they recreated the photos with their kids. And this reminds me something that even I forget, which is that the best parts of the internet, and especially Wikipedia and all Wikimedia projects, are created by real people, just like you and me, just like the high fivers. I'm going to Wikimania in August, which is in Singapore, and first I'm going to stop in Thailand to meet the guy who has become a minor celebrity for his 4-panel demonstration of what theft is. This was removed from the article, at least in English, because it was too funny. One of the most iconic Wikipedia edits that people like is this one, where somebody who is from Berlin, who made this edit, you said?
Danny Brandicic, who used to live in Berlin and started Wikidata.
The guy that started Wikidata, he made an edit to clarify which one was the penguin. There's an article about Guy Standing, a British economist who's known for his research into universal basic income, but who's better known for having a Wikipedia photo captioned Guy Standing Sitting. This, again, was removed for being too funny. Wikipedians love to debate what is too funny for an encyclopedia. And the reason is because Wikipedia has a lot of vandalism. There are people all over the world that will go into random articles, like this is the article for sponges, and will write things like this: "Get a life, losers." That's not constructive. And the great thing about Wikipedia is that for all the people that will write "Get a life, losers" in the article about sponges, there are more people that will go and change those edits and block those sorts of people. So most of this sort of vandalism is easy to catch and easy to control, and it only stays up for a few seconds. But some vandalism is harder to catch. There was an article called Jarrito Wens that was on English Wikipedia for 10 years. It was about an Australian Aboriginal god who was associated with great things like victory and intelligence. And everyone just took this to be fact because it cited old books that no one bothered to check out of the library until after 10 years, somebody realized, hey, this isn't a real thing, and it was probably invented by an Australian teenager named Jared Owens. This is the longest lasting hoax in the history of Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is created by real people, real volunteers in more than 300 languages. But there are also a bunch of other projects, Wikimedia Commons, Wiki textbooks, there's like Wikibooks, what else? But the one I'm gonna lead to is Wikidata.
Yes, Wikidata. We are doing a quiz. Oops. Oh no.
It's back now.
But doesn't it start with...
Here we go.
Here we go. Doesn't it start with your Wikipedia questions, the quiz?
Yes, it does. So this is going to be on a website called menti.com. And if you would like to play the quiz, you can go on your phone and you can enter the code up at the top. There might be another slide that makes it even easier to see. Let's see. This is how you join. You can also do the QR code, or you can go to menti.com and enter that code. And if you miss it, or if your friend is going and getting a drink right now, it'll be at the top of the screen for most of the slides. So
do this now, or you will miss out on our great prizes that you can win.
Including a t-shirt.
Including a t-shirt.
Including a book full of monument photos that were taken by volunteers for Wikimedia Commons as part of the Wiki Loves Monuments competition. What else? And there's a bag that says Open Education Resources.
Yeah, who doesn't love that?
Great prizes. Join. We have 14 questions for you. And thanks for the thumbs up. Wow, so much positivity going around. Okay. Lots of players.
Whoa. More than we expected.
First question, what article is the most edited English Wikipedia article of the following options? Is it Animals with Human Credentials, Japan, list of WWE personnel, or Angela Merkel? And it looks like most of the people have already chosen your answers. If you are one of the few that has not, you have 5 seconds to do so.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. The answer is indeed list of WWE personnel. It is not Animals with Human Credentials, although that is a real article. It is not Japan, nor is it Angela Merkel. For some reason, the most edited article in English is list of WWE personnel, which has 9,000 more edits than the second place, which is George W. Bush. And then after that, it's United States, Donald Trump, and then I forget, but probably Jesus and stuff like that.
Not as important as professional wrestling, right?
Pro wrestling, it's crazy. The pro wrestling fandom loves editing Wikipedia. Okay, next question. What is the most edited German Wikipedia article of the following options? Is it COVID-19 pandemic, Deutschland, Harry Potter, or wrestling?
Three. Oh, everyone has already voted.
Believe it or not, this article has, I believe, more than 20,000 edits in German Wikipedia, and it's also the most edited article in French Wikipedia.
Yes. What's with the pro wrestling?
I don't know. It's a mystery. But most of you, so this was the second most edited, the COVID-19 pandemic, and then these two were both in the top 50, so you're not totally wrong. Question number 3. Which of the following lists has the most items? These are all real lists. People who have lived in airports, helicopter prison escapes, people who have died on the toilet, and animals displaying homosexual behavior. Answer quick. We have 5, 4, 3, 2.
So we're looking for lists and the most items.
You are correct. List of animals displaying homosexual behavior has 176 on the list. Actually, you know what? This is a typo. That was just the mammals. There are probably more animals. It's hard to see the screen, but people who died on the toilet, on Wikipedia, there are 17 people on that list in English Wikipedia, because remember, to be included in that list, you have to be notable enough. There are probably many others.
There are probably unnotable people who died on the toilet.
And then people who have lived in airports, there are 25, and then helicopter prison escapes, I believe there are about 26. And as far as we know, we don't have any people who have done a helicopter prison escape and also died on the toilet. Maybe you can be the first. And now,
Wikidata. So, we thought to bring something a little that is local to Berlin to this thing as well. You know about Wikipedia, you know about the German Wikipedia, the English Wikipedia. There's also a thing called Wikidata. What is it? It's a collection of the sum of all human knowledge. That's a very ambitious goal, but we're getting there. It's also machine readable. So you can imagine it as something like a database where things are listed. Like if you want to read why the First World War happened, you go to Wikipedia. If you want to get all the dates when it started, you go to Wikidata, especially if you're a computer. And nowadays, if you ask your speech assistant on your phone a question, chances are that the answer comes from Wikidata. So we did this AI air quote thing way before the AI air quote thing was cool, because we collected the sum of all human knowledge in machine readable form. There are more than 100 million items on Wikidata. That could be people, places, things, concepts, and all the information is linked. And then you can say, give me something like, all the countries that have a flag that also has a star in it, or something like that. And then you can ask questions that you cannot possibly find in Wikipedia articles, but they are there in the database. It's also the most active Wikimedia project after English Wikipedia, and we're a little proud that the coding for Wikidata was done at Wikimedia Deutschland here in Berlin. So there's our local pride here. But I think it's also helpful for everyone to get smarter. And we wanted to find a way to present this treasure trove of data. And normally people talk about data as the new oil, and that brings up questions about who owns it and who has the right to burn it, and are we running out of things to know? And maybe oil is not the right metaphor. Maybe the right metaphor should be groundwater, something that ideally is available for everyone for free, just as knowledge, and that we can all share and that we can all care for as a common good. Also, fossil fuels are not the future. So we needed a new metaphor, and there was this data pump that was built here. And now I think it's time for Stefan to operate it, because the next questions will be pumped directly from the source, from Wikidata. And it's an open source, of course. And when the pumping is done, it will, well, in theory, question and query Wikidata and then display the correct answers. But we made a quiz out of it.
every time you do a query on Wikidata, Stefan is at the office any hour of the day, pumping the pump. This is how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, according to Wikidata, how many international airports are named after women?
Maybe that's not the best thing that we display.
Everyone should get this one right.
That's a test question.
You were using Wikidata.
But hey, it displays a map. How cool is that? Because you can also store the geolocation in it and then display it on a map. Wow.
So tell us about some of these international airports that were named after women.
Actually, there used to be Benazir Bhutto Airport in close to Islamabad in Pakistan, but that was taken out of commission in 2018, I guess. It's now just a military airbase. But there's going to be a new airport in the Western Australia airport in Sydney this is going to be named after a woman who founded I think it was the Pilots Association of Australia back when, in the 1940s, I guess.
She became a pilot at the age of 19, you told
19,
me?
yeah, in the 1930s.
Whatever. So there's one going away, one coming back, but still 12 international airports named after women is not a lot.
Next question. According to Wikidata, what is the profession that is most often inherited?
And that means it's
shared by the past 5 generations.
Yes.
So inherited across many generations.
A parent, a grandparent, great-great-parent, and so on.
And your great-great-parent. And you. It is
Wow.
indeed politician.
Pump it. Yeah, that's another way to visualize the data in here. And you can see the biggest bubble is politician. There are lots of smaller.
Question number 6. Which cat was the chief mouser under Margaret Thatcher and Tony Blair? Was it Humphrey, Meredith Grey, or FDC Willard?
So the chief mouser of Her Majesty's cabinet is a real post that the cat that lives in Downing Street 10 has.
It is indeed Humphrey. Congratulations, most of you got that right. The other options were real cats with jobs. If you said Meredith Grey, maybe you were thinking of the TV show Grey's Anatomy, but it's also the name of a cat. It's one of Taylor Swift's cats.
Yeah. There are 3
famous
cats
cat.
of Taylor Swift in Wikidata.
Yeah, if you want to be a famous cat, just get adopted by Taylor Swift. And then the other option, if you chose FDC Willard, that is a famous cat who was named co-author on a physics paper because a physicist loved his cat so much that he named him co-author. Question number 7. What's the average age of the German parliament?
Yeah. The 20th Bundestag. Is it roughly 50, 55, or roughly 65? So it's definitely not 20.
It is 48.8
Yeah.
not.
And that is the news number, and it went down remarkably with the last election. 6 years, 1.6. Yeah, but still, there's
What?
more diversity incoming. Let's check the U.S.
What's higher, average age of German parliament or of U.S. senators? Lots of answers coming in. You have...
Wow.
Oh, all the answers came in. And most of you got it right. The U.S. senators, their average age is 65.47. It looks like 45 of you got that right and 5 of you got that wrong. I am American. I come from Michigan, and I grew up in Grand Rapids, which is really close to where FDC Willard's owner was publishing at Michigan State University. But anyway, our senators are very, very old, and our president is also 80. Next question. What non-human animal is most commonly depicted in paintings?
Well, we're all on the internet, so that should be easy.
It's like cats, eagles, sheep, horses. The answer is indeed horse. I'm surprised that all of you got that
Wow.
correct. I thought it was going to be cats.
It should be
Maybe I'm
cats.
too used to the internet. I didn't really hear you, but it's
Yeah.
just the paintings that are on Wikidata.
Yeah. So
Battles. So many battles, exactly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, maybe that's it.
War horses. Yeah, we need battle cats.
How many astronauts were born in South Korea?
7, 2, or 0? This quiz really isn't about how smart you are.
It's about guessing. I don't have any.
The answer was 2.
And here you can see where in the world astronauts were born, which is a query that you can ask Wikidata if you're smart enough and know the query language. And then it will display this wonderful map. And yeah, 2 were born in South Korea. I don't have any fun facts about them. I just know that the South Korean satellite is called Uribyeol, which is the word for our star, which I find very cute. So there's a lot of cuteness in South Korean astronautics.
And question 11. We still have 47 of you playing. The group is getting bigger and bigger. The first time more women named John were elected into British Parliament, the House of Commons, was what year? 2021, 1980, or 1992?
So we're not asking about more women than men, but more women than men named John. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, there's a graph. Let's see when they intersect. Yeah.
Number of women and Johns in the English Parliament. It's a little fuzzy, but the answer was 1992. Most of you said, it looks like we have a plurality that thought it was 2021.
You're a little cynical.
It looks like the gender gap isn't actually that bad. It's fine. It happened all the way back in 1992. Next question for question 12. With 49 players ready. Compared to the Marvel Universe and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the percentage of women in the Pokemon fictional universe is lower, about the same, or higher?
Well, let's see. We had a little discussion if that includes female Pokemon or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, you can do a query on Wikidata and give me the percentage of women in these fictional universes, and then it will display it.
I did have a question before about whether we were counting actual female women or female Pokemon characters, because that would perhaps change my answer. But you'll have to go query Wikidata at home and go search through the results to find out. Okay, question 13 out of 14. The stakes are high. Prizes are on the line. Which big city is located at the lowest point? Of all the big cities in the world, this one is the lowest.
Amsterdam, pretty low. Baku in Azerbaijan or Beirut in Lebanon? They're both located very low. All of them. Don't.
I did not make this question because I thought it was too hard because they're all so low. But the answer was Baku, although all 3 are very low. And it looks like these are very distributed. We have 18 responses for Amsterdam, 17, and then 15. So lots of people got this wrong, but 17 of you got it correct.
You told me this was too hard for the audience, but they did okay-ish.
No, they didn't. It's random. This is not good. This is just luck.
I think.
What's the highest number of children a pope ever had? Is it 11? Is it 3? Or is it 0 because popes don't have children? Everyone has already voted.
So let's query Wikidata for the number of children per pope.
Congratulations to Alexander VI on his 11 children. There are 24 different popes on the Wikipedia list. of sexually Oh no! Look what the crowd is not happy because look at we accidentally marked all of these wrong.
That's what you get when.
Uh-oh. Good thing Sorry.
Well, morally, it's all wrong, right?
Of all the popes that there have been 24 that have made the Wikipedia list sexually active popes. Which is
Makes
kind
for-
of crazy because that's kind of like the big thing about being pope. Not to have sex, but alas.
Well,
All right. Sorry about the last question, but at least all of you lost. We now have a leaderboard. Let's see. We have Aline as the winner. Are you here? Hello.
Please
Come to the
come.
stage. You can choose a prize.
you get a prize.
We have a shirt, we have a book, and we have, I don't know. And then in second place, you can come
There's
to the
also this
stage as well,
wonderful
Dom, and then
wallet.
Carl Gustav.
Great.
Congrats. Do you have a favorite Wikipedia article?
I actually really love the one of the mammals, the homosexual mammals. I think that's the best list ever.
It's very long.
Queere Tiere, as we say in German.
Congratulations. Do either of you, second and third place, do you have favorite Wikipedia articles?
All the wrestling articles, yeah.
All the wrestling.
So, what prize?
Does anybody here have a favorite Wikipedia article? If you, I know most of the, not most, but I know a lot of the English ones, and if it's a German one, you'll just have to tell me why it's so good. Anyone? Any favorites? Yes? The pizza cat? Oh, about the whole article about what is a pizza box. Fascinating stuff. Any favorites? Yes. You lost an edit war? Oh no, what were you
no.
fighting about? Uh-huh. You tried to turn a book about German inventions into an article, and other editors got mad. That happens a lot, unfortunately. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes people are a bit too quick to argue. Any other favorites before we move on? Yes?
I love the article. It was on the stock page of the German Wikipedia. It's about Heiliger Pfannkuchentag, and there's a picture of a man who has a pancake on his head, and obviously that's a thing in the Netherlands.
Is that real?
It's about the holy
You
pancake?
should search it. Let's see this. I've never seen this. Uh-oh.
In the German
Yeah.
one. I think the English one has an article too.
Now I'm curious. I want to see this photo of the pancake head. This is crazy. I want to know who this guy is. I'm very curious what he's up to now. It looks like this person doesn't even have a user page. I wonder if they've made a lot of edits or if all they did on Wikipedia was this. Anyway, that's probably something I'll just do another time. For now, I have a little bit more. I would love an audience volunteer to come to the stage.
Yeah, we need a totally
A
voluntary
brave volunteer. And what you have to do is you have to decide if my statement is real or if it's totally made up. So somebody who's good at distinguishing fact from fiction. Any volunteers? Yes. Welcome to the stage. What is your name?
Thank you, Annette.
Aneta.
Uh-huh.
Are you good at telling facts from fiction?
Being a journalist, I should.
Ooh, wow. We'll see about that. I have some paragraphs for you from, maybe from Wikipedia or maybe that I made up earlier today.
Okay.
And you have to decide if it's real or if it's made up.
Are you going to read them or are they going to be on here?
I'll read them and they'll gradually go on the screen. Okay. First one is on the article for the Spice Girls. South African President Nelson Mandela said, "These are my heroes. This is one of the greatest moments in my life." And he said this in an encounter that was organized by Prince Charles, who said, "This is the second greatest moment in my life because the first time I met the Spice Girls was the greatest." Is this real or fake?
I'm afraid it's real.
This is indeed real. This is the greatest moment in Nelson Mandela's life right here.
I suppose if
it.
you have been kept for a long time in a remote place, yeah, you might enjoy meeting the Spice Girls.
Sporty Spice is what does it.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is for Angela Merkel. In May of 2009, Merkel visited Disney World. During her visit, she received a tour of Magic Kingdom, rode Splash Mountain, and was invited to try on the Mickey Mouse costume. Merkel told an aide, "It smelled like shit in there. Like something died and is rotting. I can't believe they let me put that on. It really smelled like shit."
That's wrong.
Following the visit, the Walt Disney Company president wrote a personal apology to Merkel but did not receive a response.
No, that's not real.
That's fake. I made that up.
She would never say something like that.
She would never say that. Maybe that was too easy. I have one more. Okay. Good job. You're 2 for 2 right now. That was fake. The next one is for Mambo No. 5, which is a song that was covered. There was a Bob the Builder cover. So this is from the article Mambo No. 5 from the section about the Bob the Builder cover. On September 9, 2001, the song debuted at number 1 on the UK singles chart, becoming Bob's second number 1 single on the listing after Can We Fix It? In doing so, Bob became the first novelty act to top the UK chart with more than 1 single. Following the September 11 attacks, the song was removed from the BBC Radio 2 playlist, with the station's executive music producer describing it as being too frivolous in light of the news that was breaking. Mambo No. 5 by Bob the Builder. What do you think? Is that real or fake?
As far as I got to know British people and the BBC, it can be true.
This is true. 3 for 3. No Mambo No. 5 after 9/11, and they also didn't do Can We Fix It? I guess it was too positive. Anyway, you got 100% correct. You may choose a prize.
You.
For our last time together, I'm curious how many people here have contributed to a Wikimedia project in some way? A lot of hands. Okay. You can just shout out bravely a little bit about what you've done, whether it's a big contribution or whether it's like, I fixed a typo. Anyone want to share? No one? You don't have to. That's okay. A lot of humble people that have contributed, I guess. If you have not contributed, I invite you to check it out. There are a lot of resources for beginners, but one that I recommend people a lot is created by a German, Magnus Manske.
Magnus Manske.
Okay, that's what it was. I wish I spoke German for you, but it's called wikishootme.toolforge.org, and it uses Wikidata, which has geographic information about basically everything. What do you say, 100 million things? Anyway, many of those are geographic things, and so you can like go to wikishootme.toolforge.org in your free time if you're bored, and you can see what landmarks are nearby. And if you want to contribute, it's really easy because things that are red, those dots are things that need photos. And things that are green are things that exist and have photos. And things that are blue are photos that exist but don't necessarily correspond to a monument or something like that. So something that I have done before with friends or with people who would like to learn how to contribute to Wikimedia Commons or Wikidata is gone on a walk around and seen, first of all, what's nearby, but also what's something that's nearby that needs a photograph.
So what's the URL again?
wikishootme.toolforge.org. And there's a cool tools competition, and this won a few years ago.
And rightly so, I would say.
What are some other good ways for people to start editing or continue editing?
So there's the thing about editing Wikipedia. Most people start out mostly with their pet interest, so something that they're really, really into, like pro wrestling or something like that.
Wrestling?
But there is this theory that within the first 5 or so edits, you can tell where that person is from, because they might start out with their special interest, but then eventually they will edit the page of their hometown, and you can see by this user journey that they took where they're from.
Speaking of people who have really specific areas that they edit, there is a person from Washington State who has made, at the time of this article, which was 2015, had made more than 40,000 edits, and almost all of them were to change the word comprised of to things that were, to him, according to his argument, more specific, which is often composed of or consists of. Thousands and thousands of edits. And still today, it's a user named Giraffe Data. Still, if you look at that user's contributions, honestly, I'll just do it right now. Sorry, that was another tab I had open.
The pancake guy.
Still, all of his contributions, for the most part, are just fixing comprised of. So you really can find your tiny, tiny little corner of the project and contribute. Tell us about, so how long did you work on Wikidata and what do you do now?
So, yeah, it's last year was the 10th birthday of Wikidata. And it started out as, that when you go on a Wikipedia page, there are all these links to other language versions. So at first it was only that thing that you could keep all the language version in one place, and then it started growing.
We're just looking at Giraffe Data's recent contributions. This guy is still at it. The human brain is astounding. There is also, I'm surprised. I didn't think I would be telling you about Giraffe Data, but he also has a 4,300 word essay about why he believes comprised of is poor writing. And honestly, I read all this and I went in thinking, what's the deal with consists of? It's not, or what comprised of? I thought, what's the deal with comprised of? It's not that big of a deal. And then after reading all 4,300 words, I was convinced, and I no longer use it.
I can only recommend this person to learn German, because he would make an excellent contribution to the German Wikipedia community. This is the spirit that drives there. Maybe it's kind of like honorable German or something like that.
See, his user page says Brian Henderson, Washington, USA, but on the internet, you can be what's the thing? You can be a dog on the internet. No one knows you're a dog on the internet. Maybe this is all fake. Who knows? Maybe he is a German person. Maybe he's here.
I'm always surprised that German language Wikipedia is the second largest after English, and German is by it's not the second largest language after English. There are more people speaking Spanish or French or Chinese, but this is something that speaks to the German character, being right on the internet.
One other Wikipedian that I will give a little shout out to is Diana. If you're really active in editing English Wikipedia, you will probably know her. She's a librarian from Alberta, and she does a lot in terms of copyright. Because just like you can't copy a Wikipedia article and turn it into your professor as an essay, you also can't just take a book and then put it in Wikipedia as if it's your own work. And so she checks copyright, which is very important. She has made a lot of articles good article status, and she really specializes in topics that have to do with Nazi Germany and the Holocaust. And those are the sorts of topics that you really want somebody to be careful about when they're writing, someone that's really thorough. And so she's brought a ton of these topics to good article status. Additionally, P. Diddy. She's a big Sean Combs fan, and that does always make me laugh, that she likes the rapper Sean Combs enough to bring his article to good article status. So I really just think that there's a lot of unsung heroes out there.
Yeah, that's something that the community decides about. You can nominate an article and then it's voted on, right?
There's a very thorough revision process. And so it's a big badge, it's a big achievement if you've written a good article. It's a special distinction. Yeah. I don't have anything else, but if there are any questions, we have a few minutes, right?
There's a question.
No, not a question. I can share a curious story about editing. No, that's, oh yeah. Just since you asked about editing, I had an article, so it's about my grandma's dishes, actually, which is from a company named Wedgwood. There's a very, very famous company, Wedgwood, Waterford Wedgwood today, but that was not the manufacturer of my grandma's dishes. That was a much smaller company with lower quality. So I did a lot of research about that, and so I wrote a Wikipedia article about it in German, on the German Wikipedia. The Wikipedia article was deleted a few hours after I published it with the comment that it was a duplicate. There already was an article about Wedgwood dishes and the company. So I contacted an administrator and told him that this is actually not the same company, it's a different company. And he asked me for proof about this. And I said, yes, there were some books about it which I read and something, but he said, is there any proof on the internet? And I didn't find this. That was the reason why I did the research and why I put the Wikipedia article, because I didn't find anything in German. So since he wanted proof, I published my own website called Grandma's Dishes, and there I described it. Then, a few days later, I linked the administrator to this page. I found some proof. And then he said, oh, that's okay. Then we can republish your article and we will protect it against deletion. So it's still online there. Thanks.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, there are a lot of stories like that, and sometimes
Is that allowed?
Sometimes it can be really frustrating to have to fight through to get your article not deleted, but in the end of the day, I mean, it's also, I would say, next to Linux, maybe Wikipedia is the greatest gift that the nerds gave the world, and we should cherish it. And yeah, it's a good thing. And just like with every family, there's infighting and problems as well, right? We don't have anything more, but
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it.